My name is Julian Kemp. This is my presentation for EDU 105, Bullying in Schools and What Does It Entail? Contents in this presentation, you'll see what bullying is at each level, elementary, junior, high school, and college, what the impact of bullying is on both the victim and the bully, what has been done in years past about the bullying epidemic, how has technology impacted bullying, what should a teacher do when presented with bullying incidents or issues, and what the future of bullying could look like. Bullying at each level academic level is slightly different. In elementary, we see more mental and verbal harassment that can be arranged from excluding kids from playing with each other at recess or in the classroom in school groups or friend groups, but as well as name calling. In junior high, when kids start having more frequent access to social media bearing devices such as smartphones, laptops, computers, is when we see more cyberbullying occurring, but as well as an increase in physical harassment and harsher verbal harassment. Kids start having an awareness for vulgar words or inappropriate phrases. In high school, this is where the two split. So with males, we see an increase in physical and verbal harassment, but with females, we see an increase in cyberbullying and mental harassment, as well as verbal. And then in college, there's a decrease in physical harassment or bullying, but an increase in cyberbullying and verbal harassment. The impact of bullying on both parties. So with victims, it has been shown that they have poor academic success, they have lower test scores, as well as an increase in mental health issues such as depression and suicide. Those can lead to violent tendencies, which is how school shootings have occurred in the past decade. But that also applies for the bully. The bully is also shown poor academic performance, increased mental health, decreased mental health, but an increase in depression and suicide thoughts and tendencies. Both the victim and the bully tend to have higher dropout rates than people who are not a bully or a victim. What has been done in years past? I know personally from my own school experience, I was in a public school, that schools didn't really do much about bullying, and that's been kind of the way they go about things for 20, 30 years now. They suspend the bullies, but in my opinion, that doesn't really work. Kids don't want to be in school, and you're giving them official time off from school. So they're going to continue doing what they're going to continue doing. As for the victim, they are provided counselor meetings, but no real resources to actually deal with the trauma that they have experienced. How has technology impacted bullying? The rise in social media usage with students will continue to climb, and that allows for bullies to harass somebody from behind a screen with almost no consequences whatsoever. They can do everything besides physical, they can do everything mental and verbal bullying related anonymously behind a screen with no consequences intended, with no consequences in sight. It is really poor for students' mental health with those things occurring. What should a teacher do? Now, this varies per school district, but the general rule of thumb is if you are presented with a bullying incident and happening in front of you, such as a physical one, you need to step in front of both the bully and the victim, arms spread wide, and separate the two groups. You need to, whether that be pulling the victim aside and making sure someone else has a hold, or is separating the bully and comforting the victim. Secondly, you need to notify your administrators, whether it be your vice principal or principal, and as well as the counselors and the parents of each party. Now, this third step may vary per district, but you generally have to write an incident report or a report on what happened, and possibly be called out to a hearing to verbally discuss what happened at the time of the incident. This all changes depending on your district's protocol, but this is the general rule of thumb. What the future of bullying looks like. Now, with physical, we might see a decrease as school districts and student-led groups, are implementing more safety features, but cyber will continue to rise as technology does, and so will verbal and mental, seeing as those three build off of each other. These are my citations. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and enjoy the rest of your day.